You guys know who the GOAT is, don't you?
Who?
I'm the GOAT.
I'm the goat.
I'm the goat.
Hey,
Stop eating stuff, Bob.
bad. Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
I'm Mike.
And this is the Board Game Rundown. And today we're going to talk about Piñatas from Allplay. This is a trick taker designed by Reiner Knizia, which is really not something I would have ever thought I'd say because he's done a lot of games, but never a trick taker that I can think of.
I don't know.
But anyways, this was sent to us by Allplay for a preview review. It's coming out at Essen. And we will now go to the top down so you can get the rundown on how to play. All right, y'all. We're going to teach you how to play Piñatas. It's really straightforward. You've got some scoring tokens right over here. You've got the tokens, which will let you know what are trump. Everybody, depending on player count, is going to get dealt a hand of cards, probably like 13. And they're going to range from 0, and depending on player count, could go all the way up to 15. If you're playing it like 3 players, where like we did, the 10 was the highest. Now the 0, important, will always beat the highest card of the same suit, right? So if the 10 was played, that's the highest one in our 3-player game. So a 0 will beat a 10, but it will not beat a 9. It does not beat a trump. It does not beat a 1. It only will beat the 10 because 10 was the highest one in the version we played. There's 5 different suits. You've got stars, suns, fireballs, claws, and a little cloud, I guess, from the elephant. And yeah, during the course of the game, you're going to play, you're going to lead. Once you get a trick, you're going to put it down in front of you. Now, depending on player count, ours was 4. When somebody got to 4 tricks, they were done. And then they were going to count not their tricks, but they're going to get 1 point for each trick that somebody else at the table got. So if Mike is over here and Bob is over here and they each got 3, I'm going to get 6 points. I'm going to grab a 5 and a 1. Boop, I've got 6 points. I'm out. I'm done for the round. Now they're going to play. If I didn't go, Mike went out, but then I'm the next one to go out and I got 4 tricks. Let's just do this because like, hey, look, 3 and 4. I got 4 tricks. I'm going to get 4 points. If I was able to use the split card, which I'll explain in a second, I might have been able to get up to 5 and get 5 points for that. If Bob went out before me, I'm only going to score the number of tricks that I have, being the last person. So if I had only taken 1 or 2 tricks, I'm only going to get 1 or 2 points. That being said, the other main thing is that the 5s and the 7s, those are both 7s. The 5s and the 7s are these split cards here. And they're really interesting because, and it's got a little icon that's got a little card tearing. But if you win the trick by playing one of the cards with the split, whether it's a trump or you followed suit and you win, not if it's in the trick, you have to play it and win the trick. What you're going to do is that trick then would become a split trick. So let's just randomly grab a couple of cards. Boom, boom. I won. Let's pretend. Now this trick gets turned into 2 for scoring purposes. So it can force somebody to hit that 4 threshold. It can push you to hit that 4 threshold. Or if you are already at 3 tricks and you got that double, well, now it's going to push you at 5. And so if you're like the second one out, that 5th one is great because you're going to score 5 points for this instead of the normal 4. If you are the first person to go out, it does you no good because you are only scoring what the other people at the table are getting. And you're going to play until 25 points, and then that's the game. So once everybody's out, you're going to shuffle all the cards back up, draw new hands, and keep going. The person who did not go out will get to pick, after looking at their hand, what the trump suit will be. So they'll just select one of these tokens, put it out in front of them. That'll be the trump suit. And then they're also going to lead that hand. And yeah, rinse, repeat until someone has won the game. And that is how you play Piñatas. What a pretty good teach of that game. Maybe.
We'll see.
Mike, you were the champion for this game.
I was.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about it, some of your thoughts on it?
Well, I saw really nice art. I saw Allplay, and I saw Reiner Knizia was doing a trick-taking game, so I was interested. There's a whole lot of these games that are kind of flooding the market right now. And I remember reading the rules, wondering if this was going to be interesting enough because, again, there's a lot of trick-taking games on the market, so they need to do something interesting to stand out. And this one does.
Yeah.
And it does it because the first player that goes out scores the tricks of the players that have not gone out, at least in a 3-player game. That's all we've played. You play until one person gets 4 tricks, and then they go out, and then you score everybody else's tricks, which means you don't want to gobble up 4 tricks real quick. You could score nothing for that. So you're actually trying to give people the opportunity to take tricks because you're going to score their tricks if you go out before they do. So after the first person goes out, then the second player and the third player are kind of racing to go out because you're only going to score your own trick. So if you go out first, you're obviously scoring 4 points. The other person's going to score, well, whatever they've got.
Yeah.
So there's a really interesting push and pull where you're giving people the opportunity to take tricks because you're going to score off of them by having tricks. I love that mechanic. That is a great wrinkle into trick taking. And plus you add those zeros that automatically beat whatever the highest card is.
If it's a 10.
Well,
I guess in our
in
scenario,
higher player
Yeah.
accounts, it
number-
goes
the
up to
highest
13s.
number.
In a
Yeah.
3-player game, it's a 10. The 0 will beat the 10, but only if the 10 is in the trick. Otherwise, it's a 0.
Yeah.
So you're kind of timing when to play that 0. The 5s and the 7s are really interesting because they can split a trick and that doubles your scoring, basically. So yeah, I found this really, really interesting with the timing of when to take tricks and when to give them to other people. And that's not something I have quite seen. I've seen other games that like, okay, you don't want to take tricks all the time and you want to go second or you want to be at the end of the hand, but the way you are scoring off of other people's tricks is very clever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go for it.
because it's not just like, oh, I bid 3, so I just want to take my 3 and be done. You're trying to, like Mike said, you want to feed some people some tricks so that if you do go out first, you're scoring as many points as you can. And I found that super interesting as well. The fact that a lot of times when in a trick taker, you want to be first, you want to have the lead, you want to have all the highest cards, take your tricks, and go home. But not in this one, because if you take all the first 4 tricks, you're not scoring any points. So you really got to like kind of seed those tricks out to people before you go out. And that was a super interesting trying to manipulate that. I found myself normally a trick taker, I like to go first. I found myself really wanting to go last or second to last to try to, react to what other people have played to like, oh, can I play my split card and still win this trick? Can I play that 0 and beat that high card 10 for us? That was out there. That was super interesting to do. My biggest knock on it is with these suits and you're picking Trump. I wish they would have put the icon on those Piñatas up there because that would have made it a little bit easier because the numbers do range from 0 on up, and the higher the number, the more destroyed those Piñatas get. And so by the time you're up to like 10, 11, or 12, they're pretty blown up.
15, it's just laying on
just laying on the floor. You're like, wait, what card was that? So just like, a little printing of that, the icon on there would have made that a little bit easier, especially kind of being colorblind. It just made it easier to call out the icon instead of trying to call out the color.
Yep, that's how we were playing.
Yeah. So that was just a minor nitpick on that, but I did find it super interesting in the choices that I was making. It's you're playing a trick taker, yes, but you got to be careful on what tricks you're trying to take. Not just because you bid too many, like a lot of other trick takers, like, oh, you're making your bid, you're trying to hit that certain number. It's like, no, the number technically you're going after is 4, but you don't want to be the first one to get the 4 because you want everybody else to get a bunch of tricks,
right? So
that you can get all those points at one time. And I found that give and take super interesting.
Yeah, I love trick taking games, but I'm really picky about them. So, and I don't like it when they get too cute, right? Like, so Cat in the Box gets too cute because it's a trick taking game, but the trick taking is like a means to an end. It's not, it's not really
it's
a
like
trick
the area control is more important.
That's the game.
Yeah.
It's an area control game with some trick taking.
Yes.
Like, so for me, I just can't. This gives me some Potato Man vibes, which I love. Potato Man. I think that is a very underrated old school trick taker. But this is a really fun and feels completely different. Just vibes feels completely different than Potato Man. The way that 5 and 7 split and the timing of that, because if you are close to being the first one to go out, you do not want to use that. You do not want to win that because you want to feed other people those tricks.
Yeah.
You want to make other people so they can go out while there's fewer tricks out in play. And I know Mike went over all of that, but he's absolutely right. Like that part of that is so cool.
Mhm.
It's so interesting. And I love games where the timing is so important because I feel like that's the get good aspect of it. And it can really, I don't know, it just makes the game 10 times more interesting for me. I also just want to kind of compliment I like the scoring tokens and the way you just kind of dump them in a pile because it looks like a piñata just busted open and dropped them all out. I like that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like sometimes I will gripe about games that are like, oh, the theme is
relevant. Yeah.
And I don't know that the theme is like super relevant, but the scoring tokens make it relevant.
Right.
So good enough for me. And this is a great trick taking game in a nice little small colorful box.
Yep.
I feel like though it's missing one thing. When you open it, it should make like a kind of noise, like a party kind of noise because it looks like that. And then maybe like confetti shoots out or something.
You need a snake to jump out of it for you.
Yeah.
We can arrange that.
Hold on. I don't want Bob involved in that. Do not want Bob involved in that. All right, Bob. I do want you involved in explaining with me how we score games at the Board Game Rundown.
Certainly. Here at the Board Game Rundown, when we score a game, we give it anything from a 0.5 to a 10. We take those scores, we average them together, and that will be what appears on BGG. Or if you ask in the Discord what the Board Game Rundown give it, that's what we give you.
Well, I'm going to ask Mike, what does he give Piñatas?
It's an 8 for me. This is a fun trick-taking game. It's got a great presentation. The components look awesome. I love the art and everything. But yeah, the timing of when to take tricks and when to give tricks to other people, when to play your 7s, 5s, and 0s, all feels very satisfying. So great job. Allplay. This is an 8 for me.
Yeah, it's really good. How about you, Bob?
Yeah, I really enjoyed what I was doing. The trick taking is, you can do a lot with it. And I think they did something super unique here. This is a game that I want to have in my collection because I feel like I can get it played. I know a lot of people that play trick taker, so it's something they can wrap their head around.
It's a great
and it's
gateway
not
entry level.
Tricky enough to where they're gonna be like, "Wait, what am I doing now? I thought I was just taking tricks." So once you explain the scoring to people, they're off and they're going. To me, it's an 8.5 to me.
Yeah, and I actually, just to kind of build on what you just said, is you can even still play the first round or two and be like, "Oh, now I get it," and still be very much in the game.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because when we played our first one, like I had all my good cards at the end, and I'm like, and I was like, "Well, we're done." Like, what do you mean we're done? I still have all my good cards left. I was saving them to the end, and yeah.
So this is an 8 for me. Like Bob was saying, like I want to buy this game because I know I'm going to get it played at holidays with family that don't play games. I'm going to take this to conventions. We're going to play this with a bunch of people that we see at conventions and meetups. I mean, this game's going to see a lot of rotation.
Yeah.
So for sure, worth your time if you like trick takers.
Yeah. So average together, that's at 8.2.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty solid.
This game was great. Mike, I'm really glad that you jumped on this and championed it.
Put it on our radar.
It might have went over.
Yeah.
And without me really paying much attention to it and then hearing about it way later. So I really appreciate that you were on the ball there and brought this awesome game to the table.
And if you're going to Essen, look for this game because that's when it comes out.
Yep.
And if you do order it or talk to anybody from Allplay because you like this video, let them know that the Board Game Rundown sent you. All right, boys. Anything else before we sign off?
Nope.
All right. Well, for the Board Game Rundown, I've been Tim.
Bob.
I was a blue piñata.
Ooh.
Don't hit me, though.
Don't tase me, bro.
Do you like to party?
I do like to party.
I also like to party.
I like to party.
A 7.3.
This is a great party.
Repeating.
We should party more often.
Heating.
I do like to party.
Okay.
I also like to party. I also like to party.
I like to party. I like to party.
We should party more often.
Okay.
This is a great party.
Okay.
Way better wording.
I was going to say, did you like that one better? I thought of you, buddy.
Now remember, as soon as Mike goes to talk, you got to interrupt.
Oh, I'm going to interrupt him and mess him all up.